So far we have made drawing using command line, but you can also make your drawing using dynamic input. On the status toggle here you will see this DIN mode or dynamic input button. If you can't see this, then click on this customization and turn on dynamic input from this menu. Once this dynamic input is turned on, click on this icon and now select any command. Now when you select a command, you'll see that along with your cursor a tooltip appears, which is exactly equal to the options which you see on command line. So when you compare it with the command line, you'll see that the command line is also indicating you to enter the first point of this line. So you can clearly see that command line prompts you to specify first point, and here on the tooltip of this cursor you can see it's mentioned as a specify first point. And when you move your cursor, you'll see that x and y coordinates of this point or the current position changes. Let's click at this point. Now since we have clicked, you'll see that the values now change, and now you can see a distance. So this will be the distance of this line, which you can see in the first box. So in this case, let's enter the distance of 200 units. When you do so, this line will get locked to a distance of 200 units. So after entering this distance, press tab, and when you do this, you'll see that a lock icon appears with this distance box, and now the selection moves on to angle. Now you can enter angle about which you want to incline this line with respect to x-axis. So let's enter 30 degrees. You don't need to enter any symbol for degrees, and press enter. As soon as you do this, you'll see that we have a line with a length of 200 units and which is inclined to an angle of 30 degrees with respect to positive direction of x-axis. Now in this way you can continue making this line. Let's press enter again to exit this command. Now let's select circle for our next tool. So when you select circle, you'll see most of the commands which you can find here on command line. So specify center point for circle, it can be seen on command line as well on tooltip, but there is a small arrow icon which accompanies this specify center point for circle along with this tooltip. So this arrow icon is indicating the downward arrow of your keyboard. So when you press that arrow, you'll see that a menu appears which is exactly the same menu which you can see on your command line. So the sub commands or the sub options of this command line appears on your tooltip. Now when you press down button again, you'll see this small dot which moves, and now you can select your options from this menu as well. So let's select 2P, which is for 2-point circle, and press enter. Now your command changes to specify first endpoint of circle diameter. So here we have this first endpoint, and now we are entering the second endpoint, and instead of making a circle with radius or diameter value, we have a circle with 2 points. If you're not comfortable with dynamic input, you can simply turn it off by clicking on this dynamic input button.